Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to work on some model kits, and I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego to the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. And if you feel like being a lurker, you can just go ahead and lurk. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Happy to have you here. It is indeed a Monday. And the agenda for tonight is that we are going to finish with the variants of the EZSR high grade. We got the base done, and now we're putting on different accessories because basically you can build one of three kits with the parts included. So we've built one already. We're going to build the other two parts. And then we're going to start the Mandor Gundam, which is the Nepalese Gundam from G Gundam. It is a premium Bandai kit. It is a wild thing to exist. I'm very surprised that it got made. It also got made for the Bolt Gundam. We haven't finished the Shuffle Alliance, but we're starting to do the lower tier of the G Gundam premium grades. It's weird. It's wild and weird. I'm very surprised, but they did it. They did do the thing. So we'll work on that. Anyway, we're going to hang out. We'll talk about some stuff. We'll prep for, we'll chat a little bit about Friday, what's going on there. Real quick, please indulge me. I'm going to be a broken record a little bit about this. We are currently at 24 subscribers. The goal is to get to 30. I shut up the number of subscribers I have once we hit 30 until it's this Friday, February 6th, which is my subathon. This will be the February subathon. You can see it's information right there. At 30 subscribers, I open a box of useless trivia cards, delightfully useless, and we'll talk about those, and we'll kind of chat about some of those, and I'll read some trivia. At 40 subscribers, I'm going to do a Lego build. That is a Star Wars Lego build. At 50 subscribers, I will do a Pokemon model kit. At 60, I will do some karaoke, some of my all-time favorites, including a new favorite that I just discovered this year. New to me. Fallout 4, a tour of many mods at 70 subscribers. At 80 subscribers, the Joshi Wrestling Spotlight. This will be me looking at some cool stuff from the past and the present in the world of Joshi and putting over some great wrestling. And then, if we got all the way to 90 subscribers, I stop whatever I'm doing and I drink a full glass of Dr. Pilk, which is Dr. Pepper and milk, 50%, 50%. Plus Hearthstone, old video game commercials, and more. The Hearthstone, somebody asked me why I included Hearthstone, and that's just in case we don't have any subscribers. So it's this size glass, and it'll be like half full of milk and then half full of Dr. Pepper. But yeah, I can't just say that, oh, well, we'll hit 90 subscribers and then we'll just do everything on that list. I need to have a few things to do on that list that don't require you to subscribe or other people to subscribe. Give subs, subscribing on their own, right? I still need to entertain, to hang out. So the Hearthstone is just there as a thing I can do. Let's go to the overhead camera. You can see we have started working on the second of three of these, which is the Eliminator. And then we'll end with the Intruder, and then I'll decide which one I want to keep. I think I might want to keep the Intruder because I kind of like the vibe of it, but I don't know. But we're going to work on the head of this, which does have a bunch of stickers, which is, okay. Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome, welcome. Today I acquired the ingredients that I needed. I did need milk. I'm going to be using milk tomorrow, but I also need it for Friday for the subathon. Again, starting at 3:30 p.m. this Saturday. I also needed to have, for that, I also needed to buy Dr. Pepper. So I did buy some Dr. Pepper. I only bought a 20-ounce bottle. I would have loved to buy a can, but I got the bottle. And so I am going to drink that. And then I'll probably later mix it with soda to use up the rest of it. I've kind of decided that's probably what I'll do, is to make use of the rest of that beverage. Because again, make it clear, I'm not a fan of that soda. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll do my best. You don't really like Dr. Pepper, so that's why this is a good punishment when we get to 90. But yeah, I went and got some groceries today. I got a ride to the grocery store, which is very nice. So that was good to get out of the house a little bit because I was going a little stir crazy. It snowed on Saturday nights while I was streaming. It had started a little before the stream, but it really picked up during the stream. And then by the end of it, there was quite a bit of goddamn snow on the ground. I would say like an inch, maybe an inch and a half. Drink half the milk and fill the rest with Dr. Pepper for good premix. Ugh, Lord Grashington. Maybe, but probably not. Hey, we got a new follower. Thank you very much, Alucard Wicked. I appreciate that. Or Wicked. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. I am a model kit builder by trade. Model kits and Lego sets. Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And then on Tuesday, I do bonus streams that don't involve that. They usually involve video games. But yeah, welcome. We are working on the Easy SR from Build Fighters. Try. This kit has, like, basically you build everything but the head and like a little bit of accessories, and then you choose which head you want to put on and which accessories, because it is like a kit that is broken up into 3 options because there were 3 SRs. Nice. I want to buy and build my first Gundam. Hell yeah. Or Gunpla. You want to try to get into the hobby? Awesome. Good luck. My personal recommendation, you don't have to do this. You can buy your own kit, whatever you want to buy, is I would recommend getting an entry grade. The EG line is, this is a high grade. This used to be where I would say you should start, but they added entry grade, which are kits that don't require any tools. They rarely, if ever, have stickers. Sometimes they do, but they mostly don't have stickers. And it's pretty easy to assemble because you don't need a lot of know-how in the hobby to get into it. So I think that the entry grade are a great starting point. They're also almost always, sometimes not, but almost always cheaper than a current regular high grade. But also a good starting point is a kit you like. If you liked Iron-Blooded Orphans, get an Iron-Blooded Orphans kit. If you liked Witch from Mercury, get a Witch from Mercury kit. If you liked not G-Witch, if you liked last year's Gundam series, you could get one of those. It's going to be hard because those kits are a little difficult because they're weird, but you know, if you really like that show and you're like, I want to build the red Gundam, then you certainly can. I got to get that white Gundam when it comes out. I think it might be out now. I got to get that white Gundam at some point. I do want to build the RX-782 Other Dimension version because I think that is an interesting kit. All right, I got to put tiny stickers on here. Do I actually need to? No. Am I going to? Yes. So yeah, I got some groceries together today because it snowed, so I didn't leave the house on Saturday, and I didn't leave the house on Sunday. So I was feeling a little stir crazy, but a neighbor was like, "I'm going to the local grocery store. Do you want to come?" And I was like, "Yes." Because eventually I was gonna have to get milk anyway, and I was just gonna get delivery, basically, tomorrow. I was just gonna get delivered because I need the milk for a curry recipe that I'm gonna be making. Whoops, where'd that little sticker go? Here it is. I'm gonna try to apply this little sticker with like this here. Oh, this sticker is so tiny. We'll try to get this in here. There it is. That sticker was very tiny. So, sounds good. Thanks for the tip. I also look at, blow keys, which look easy to build. The EVAs they have look cool. Yes. So I haven't built anything from Blokies. They're a fairly new company. But they do also have Transformers, and they have like Gen 1 Transformers. And as an old man, that appeals to me. But I am going to get Bloki's sometime soon. I should get my first Bloki's kit because I just kind of want to know. I want to know what it looks like and how they go together. But yes, I am interested in checking those out. Okay, yeah, they have Transformers. They have the Ava kits. Yeah, they have a few things. Be nice to see what they're up to. Never is the wrong word. I don't expect to anytime soon run out of Gundam kits, but you know, I've been doing this long enough and they don't make as many in a year as they used to, so. And I can't afford to constantly get premium Bandai kits, although the next kit I'll be working on is a premium kit. I can't expect to always be able to afford those, so, you know, I'll run low, not out. So yeah, what was it? What else have I gotten up to? Oh, I did a thing. I thought this was kind of funny. So as many people know, my folks are currently, because I live with my parents, and they currently are in Florida for the month of February and a little bit of March, and I'm house sitting and keep an eye on everything. So I moved all of my computer gear out of the bedroom I use and into this room that I'm in now, so I can separate the two rooms, and so I'm not spending all my time in one little place, and I can go and sleep in a room that doesn't have my computer that I haven't been in all day that day, which is nice. And also, this is a kind of a wide open room that connects to other wide open rooms, and that allows me to kind of keep an eye on the house better, so that's nice. And what I've been doing for the last couple of years is, at the end of the night, I kind of just go and chill in my bedroom for a little while. I have a TV in there, kind of an older TV. It's an HD TV, but it's still older. And I have a Chromecast hooked up to it. And so then I just have YouTube videos from my phone out there because they're on the same Wi-Fi network, just going into the TV. And that's worked out pretty good. They'll be releasing Mega Man set soon. And as an old man too myself, that tickles my childhood. Yeah, man. You know what? Yeah. If Bloki's is any good, I'll certainly buy a Mega Man kit from them because that sounds rad. Hell yeah. What was I going to say? So I've been watching stuff on a TV. It's actually a little warm in here, so I'm gonna roll up my sleeves a little bit here. It's not super warm in here, but it is a little warm. So I have this TV and it's kind of old. Here's the thing I didn't think about before, and I should have been thinking about it. My folks are out of town, right? They have a 40-inch TV in their bedroom. Why don't I just borrow that TV for a month? So I did that yesterday, took the TV down, cleaned up the top of the curio cabinet that it sits on, the dresser, which is good to just clean that up. And then I took the TV out of their room, put it in there, hooked up the Chromecast, and we're good. Now, I could just use the apps that are on that TV because it's not that old of a smart TV and it's actually pretty good. My mom watches stuff on Peacock and Prime on there a lot. I got YouTube. There was one football game this year on YouTube, so I got that working for my dad to watch. So I was like, oh yeah, I could just do this if I wanted to, like no problem. But the Chromecast works really well with my phone. I'm already on the phone anyway at night, so I might as well just use that. But yeah, now I got the good TV, and I had that last night, and it was really nice to have videos look real good on there. Because the other TV I have is not great. That TV was also my third monitor for a bit. When this monitor over here died, and I was saving up for a new one, I used that as a third monitor, which was not great. That did not work well as a monitor. But it's nice to have for emergencies because I don't, like I said, it isn't so. I can get away with two. I can get away with it. I can get away with 2 monitor setup, but having the 3 monitor setup rules. My graphics card can handle it, so I might as fucking well. All right, I'm just about done panel lining this, getting a little color in here, letting it pop a little bit more. This green looks real good on here. I do like the through line that all of these kits, all the variations of this SR have green on the head in some way. Green is the accent color for this kit, and I think that's neat. This might be the version that I stick with because it's got big weapons that are going to go on there, which we will be assembling now. And I'm a sucker for big weapons on a backpack. That's the good stuff. Let's see. Any other things going on with me since then? Yeah, just trying to get stuff ready for Friday. I am basically ready. Tomorrow, one of my tasks, because I don't have much work to do tomorrow, which is great. So one of my personal tasks tomorrow is to make sure that all of the videos I downloaded of the Joshi wrestling matches, make sure they all work, and that I have proper notes for all of them. I want to have notes on each wrestler and that is involved in the matches, and then just like general notes about the companies that they're in and all that. And I can always do, that research over the next couple days, but I at least want to get that started. It is the only piece of the puzzle I have left. I am trying not to practice any of the karaoke songs I want to do between now and then. And the simple reason for that is to save my voice a bit. I think I'm pretty comfortable with everything. There's one song that I have no business singing, which has never stopped me before. But everything else, I'm pretty confident in being able to hit. It's just that there was a song that I've never sang before. I never thought about doing it as a song. And then I got challenged to sing it in January. And I was like, wait. I really like this. Okay, this might enter the rotation. And turns out, yeah, I really do like it. All right, so we'll put this on here. Head came off. That's not great. There we go. Should I panel line that? I guess I could. Throw a marker on there. I don't think it's really going to matter much on this gray, but I'll throw a little black on there, see if it gives it some definition. So yeah, I've been prepping for that, getting that stuff all together. I didn't shovel because the snow was already kind of melting over here. Hey, like I said, it fucking snowed. I'm in South Carolina. We didn't get as bad. North Carolina got a lot worse than they had the previous storm. We didn't get anything in that previous storm. But we did get some snow overnight, and it already has melted a lot, which means that then when it froze again overnight last night, we had some black ice, and we have people who just don't know how to fucking deal with that. But hopefully we'll figure that all out. Because yikes. Just like, so there's like my neighborhood, my area. I'm not talking about all of this town in South Carolina. I'm just talking about my area. My area is a lot of Northerners who moved down here, which is like, that's what happened. That's my parents. My parents moved down here from the north. And then also there are people that have lived in other places, including South Carolina, that still live in this area. But a lot of people around here are transplants. The solution to that problem is never get temps above the 20s. Yes. If it doesn't freeze, and then, well, here's the thing, Lord Crashington, what you want is for it to get warmer and then not get colder again. If it just gets warmer, then you're fine. It's that getting colder again thing that's the problem. They gotta just fucking fix that shit. Stop having that happen. I live in Cancun, Mexico, no problem here. Well, there you go. So you'd think I've only lived here for 5 years, right? This is my fifth winter, my fourth winter, because I moved in 2020 in the summer. This is my fourth winter. 21, yeah, whatever, or fifth winter, whatever. Fifth winter. It's my fifth winter. I was right the first time. My fifth winter here. It's been cold in January into February. That's nothing new. Last year it snowed for the first time since like the 80s, and then it snowed again. So that's fucking wild. And there are a lot of people around here that don't remember how to drive in snow, or they do remember how to drive in snow when they had vehicles that were good in the snow, when they had four-wheel drive vehicles, instead of whatever retirement car they have here in South Carolina that takes them to the grocery store and the beach and the hairdresser. So they're like, oh shit, I can't drive in this. Lashby says, I kind of wish we had gotten some snow. Yeah, I mean, that makes it worth it, in my opinion. It's been so cold, you might as well have a little bit of snowfall. None of the pipes around here are properly insulated for that, so that's an issue. I have, every night I go to bed and I open up the cupboards under the sinks, the three sinks in the house, hoping that they get some heat and that we don't run into an issue with pipes freezing, because I don't want to fucking deal with pipes freezing. God damn, I 100% do not want to deal with fucking pipes freezing. When I lived in Tempe, Arizona, says Lord Crashington, it was funny to see people freak out when driving in the rain when that happened a couple weeks out of the year. Yes. Do you hear about that in LA? The people that have lifelong LA folks that are just cannot drive in weather conditions like that because they never did. They just never learned how to do it. That happens around here, right? Like you just, and there are probably a few people with plow attachments like in the backs of their, property or whatever, that use it for like moving dirt, but they aren't used to like moving snow. There's no salt trucks. Like it's just not a thing that people around here are accustomed to dealing with, so they just don't do anything. The advice is to just stay home. That at least around here, that's why there was a lot of grocery runs leading into the last weekend, was some people were just trying to prep for just being home. We didn't get mail on Saturday. Again, reminder, it did not snow until it didn't snow at all until 6 or 7, and it didn't snow heavy until I was streaming at 9 or whatever. So, but they canceled local mail delivery because everyone was just going home and bundling up and freaking out about it. It's like, okay, sure. This goddamn little sticker fell off. Oops. Fell off the damn head. Can't even see this fucking sticker, but I'll try to get back on. With about 10 inches of snow, our city trash pickup was just delayed 1 day later than usual. Nice. Well, that's good. But it wasn't a fervent delay. That could be frustrating. Yeah, we didn't have, we did have today, because it was, it was a Monday, my neighborhood, not every house does trash pickup. We have a dump disposal, and most people just go to the dump disposal on their own. But some people have trash pickup, and that was today, and they were fine. Mostly the snow melted on the roads just from being out there, and the only snow I saw that didn't melt was where there's shade. If there's a big tree or something, and the sun isn't hitting that hard, then there was snow there. All right, so this needs to go somehow this. What? Oh, it goes on this side. I'm looking at it completely wrong. That explains it. And then this locks in like this. Yeah, cool. Working on the big gun. And then there's Japanese here, which I use the auto translate on, or the Google Translate on my phone to say, hey, don't cut off the tips of these pieces, which is yeah, you're right. I'll do my best not to do that. So what I'll end up doing is I'm going to snip out the other two parts, because it's one snip there, one snip there, and then I'll just twist this off, so that way I definitely don't break any kind of nubbin. So that's F3, and then I need F2. That way I'm not snipping off the tip part. I'm just releasing it like that. And then F1 for our big gun. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased to got a bunch of stuff done, a bunch of cleaning yesterday. I guess she figured it out. My mom called me, and I was like, "Oh God, what's going?" You know, my first thought is like, "Okay, what's going on?" You know, because they went all the way to Florida. It's like, "Oh, well, this is the wrong piece. I got the wrong piece out." Like, is anything wrong? One of the TVs in the timeshare they're staying in wasn't working right. It's probably the previous tenant like just disconnected something or something like that, and it wasn't working right. And I was like, okay, well, I can only do so much because you are in. I can't see this television. I think what was happening is, and the person they're renting from is local, so I think eventually that person just came to deal with it, which is what I was hoping was going to happen because I could only do so much. But my assumption is that the cable box wasn't plugged into or the cable box was plugged into a HDMI cable into the TV, but the TV wasn't set to the right one. That's what I think happened. It wasn't set to the right HDMI. So it just wasn't working. I think that's what happened, but it sounds like they got fixed because my mom didn't call me back to tell me that it wasn't working. So my assumption is they got it working. I was like, I can only do so much. I don't know what this TV is. It flashed me back to to years ago. My mom calling in the phone going, "Hey, guess what? I bought a new laptop." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were in the market for a laptop." She had not consulted me about the laptop. She had not given my recommendations. She just got a new laptop. And she was like, "Yeah, but I don't know how to work this thing. It's got Windows 8 on it, and it's got touch on it. And I don't know how any of that works. So let me know what I should be doing with it." And I was like, Windows 8 had just come out. That was Metro. And I was like, "Mom, I'm still on Windows 7. I haven't bothered getting Windows 8 because I don't need it. And also, I don't have a laptop with touch. I don't, like, it had Metro. Basically, they were trying this hybrid thing where, like, Metro was like the same as 8, but it was like all of the touch ones, and you could swipe. I guess you could swipe to it and then swipe away if you just want a regular experience. So I was like, taught her how to do that. And I was like, she's like, "Oh, I figured you would know." And I was like, "No. If you had asked me for a laptop recommendation, I would have said, oh, good. You can get a Windows 7 laptop for cheaper because 8 is out. You don't need Windows 8. You can just be on Windows 7 for as long as you'll need it." But it was very funny. My mom got like a new piece of tech before I did, basically. And that had rarely, if ever, happened in my life. But that did happen there. You did go and get it. All right, so we're going to take a photo of this. This is one of our 3 versions here. This is the, I forget the name of this one. This is the Eliminator, which we might go with. I like the vibe and the look of the Eliminator. So we might go with this when I'm done, and I just want to have it as one of these 3. I like this. You know me, I like the big gun. I don't like the fact that this head keeps falling off. So I would, if I do keep this one, I'll have to put some putty in there to kind of lock the head in. I don't like that. Head doesn't want to sit on there, but other than that, I like this this version with the big shoulder guns. Oh, I didn't put the hand pieces on there, did I? Were there any? Did this one come with any hand pieces? It didn't. Oh, okay. That's why I didn't put any on there, because it didn't have any of them. This is the one where they don't add in any extra things on the arms. Okay. All right, well, that's good. So we'll take a photo of this, and then we will get to working on the 3rd version. Let's see if I can get a way to do this where it doesn't tip up to its side. Can I get that? Can I figure that out? No, it's always going to... Oh, okay. I can do it like that. All right, let me take a photo here, and then we'll move on to the next part of the build. I flew too close to the sun. Oh, and then this piece came off. This is the worst part of this kit, is this back piece on the foot. They just like to fall off. Whatever, I'll just take it on an angle. We'll be fine. Let's see. Let's get this going here. Alrighty. Well, why did that get big? Damn iOS updates. Oh, it switched to video. For some reason it switched to video. That's why. I was like, what? There it is. Okay. Now what we'll do is we just take off all the parts that we added to this kit. And then we will we'll build the other components to it and see. I think they want you to just decide ahead of time and not build all of them and then have to slowly take them all apart, but who's got time for that? I want to know all these. It's nice to have the options. You know, like I said, I could see a world, I'm not going to do it, but I could see a world where someone buys all 3 of them and then just customize them however they want them to look. Which I like the idea of. It's not for me, but I like the idea of that. If you really like this this design and you want to have all 3 together, like, yeah, that makes sense. It's a cool idea. I would normally use a spudger or something, but because of the poly caps, those are a little hard to get on and off. I'm just gonna use my hands here, and then this piece is also really on there because of a poly cap, so I gotta pull that off. All right, now we are back to square one, and we can work on the Infiltrator, which has, unfortunately, all of the remaining stickers. We do have to get that together, it's not the end of the world, but you know me. I don't love doing all the stickers. I don't mind them, but I don't love them. Let's see. Some things we can chat about here. Crunchyroll's going up in price across the board, starting on March 4th. Hey, we just got a raid. Welcome, raiders. Hello, hello, hello. Coming in from Jason's stream, some Bad Gumpla folks. Welcome, raiders. Happy to have you here. Hello, hello, hello. If you're new to my stuff, I'm Pat Baer. I build model kits and Lego sets. Primarily, we are working on the EZSR high grade from Gundam Build Fighters Try. This is a variation of the EZ8 called the SR. Basically, they took the EZ8 and they put on, it was a trio. They all had the same build except for mild accessories, mild differences. So I've been building all 3 versions to decide which one I want to keep. But you can kind of see there, you can do one of these 3. And it does include all the components to do each one. So if you wanted to, you could buy 3 kits and build all 3. And we're working on the Infiltrator, which is like kind of maybe the most basic. We're doing that last. This is the one that does have the beam sabers in the wrist, on the side of the arm, which I do like. I do very much like. Instead of on the on the neck or on the waist, having the your beam sabers on the wrist is a fun idea. I think that's a fun choice. All right, so we got our face there. So yeah, we're building that. And I was just talking about some news out there, which does include the news that Crunchyroll is doing a price increase that's going to start March 4th. The fan tier, which is the basic tier, was $9, still is $9, and will increase. It's going to be $9. Used to be $8. And the mega fan tier is $14, going to be $14, which was $12. And then the ultimate fan tier goes up to $18 a month. I don't remember what those other tiers do. They get you a bunch of other stuff like access to their gaming stuff, because they do some gaming publishing, and like manga, and like the more you pay per month, you get like discounts for the store, and you can have more and more household members. They recently did a thing where they made it so that you can have multiple profiles under the same account. So it maybe makes sense to pay that money if it means that, you're in a household and one person pays for that. And so you get the bigger plan so that everybody can be on the same thing. And it's like, yeah, that might make sense for people. They previously had a price increase, I believe, last year. I'll check my notes here. Yes, last year they had a price increase, but it wasn't for the bottom tier. The bottom tier had stayed at $8, and that went to $8 from I believe $7 or $5. I can't remember. That was in 2019 that price increase happened. So it is now, the second big price increase since 2019. It's not unexpected. Things are pricey out there. Crunchyroll is the definitive leader in the field, so it is not, they look, there are a few cool anime that show up on Netflix, right? High Dive still exists, and they pick up a couple things. Ocean Veil is new. They might last for a while. Amazon got back into anime, and they had my second favorite anime of 2025. They had City, and they had a few other. They had a couple things that were really good last year. So it's not unrealistic to say that some people might have multiple subscriptions that they belong to. But Crunchyroll is where most of the new stuff is coming. So they're not in a place where they really have to worry about, we're, increase the price. Now, would it be nice if these prices meant that they weren't going to, they would go back to their previous method of subtitling instead of the new method they're going to? And if they fucking paid their contracted workers more, all that would be great. Flashback says, I might start treating Crunchyroll like Netflix and just sub for a month or two after stuff has piled up. Yeah, I mean, I know that for myself personally, I'm not going to do that because I do cover anime here on the streams, and because there's always stuff that I want to watch. I kind of look at Netflix, unfortunately for me, is, there's an anime I want to watch. Now I'm on Netflix, right? When the new season of Doro Hedoro comes out, I'm going to get Netflix again because I'm going to want to, because hopefully that's not going to be a Netflix jail like the first season, and they're going to release it weekly. We don't know. They haven't said. We don't know. I hope it's weekly. I hope they learn their lesson on that, but you never fucking know. Because that was a goddamn bummer. And certainly hurt that particular animes. It would have been really nice when it came out to be able to watch that weekly in a legal manner. With good subtitles, instead of what we got. So I don't know. I understand, but yeah, I treat Netflix like that. Where Netflix and High Dive right now, I just get when there is a thing I want to watch. I was expecting this January to have, this January I was expecting to have High Dive again because I knew there was going to be a new season of Oshinoko, but Oshinoko got picked up by Crunchyroll for season 3. So I was like, all right, there you go. Yeah, everything's just getting pricey. It's not great. Let's see. Let's see. There's a few other news stories out here. In our ongoing coverage of the unionization efforts in the gaming industry, we've talked previously about the QA workers at Blizzard who have a union, and they have ratified that union contract with Microsoft. It's a 3-year contract with generative AI protections, wage increases, disability accommodations, and more. As you may remember, when Microsoft was trying to go after Activision Blizzard and acquire them, and King, and acquire that company, they took the stance of being very hands-off when it came to fighting unionization efforts because they were trying to get that deal approved. And people at those companies have taken advantage of that. Let's see. The Communication Workers of America talked about the employees in Albany and Austin. Overwhelmingly voted to ratify a contract that guarantees wage increases, enhanced regulations around the usage of general AI in the workplace, and crediting protections. It's one of those things that, like, when you learn that this happens, you, like, on the one hand can understand why it happens, and the other hand, it just fucking sucks so much, and you're like, that shouldn't be allowed. But yeah, if you get laid off from a company, they don't have to include your name in the credits of the game that you worked on. Maybe for 5 years. You might have worked on for 10 years, but you moved on. Like, and you know, people used to say, like, oh, well, you know, if you quit, like, you don't have to include you. But like, well, you did the work, you should be included. But certainly, if you get laid off, it's like almost one thing you could say if you decided to leave. But yeah, that is just an ongoing thing that people have had to deal with for quite some time. And there's protections against that, against just removing somebody's name out of spite, which is awesome. Better working environment with increased pay, benefits, layoff protections that include recall rights and ensure that quality assurance workers remain in a stable and respected role. This is a quote. The vote marks the third union contract that has been ratified at Microsoft after workers at both ZeniMax and Raven Studio achieved the same feat last year. So yeah, an update. Good news. We love a union. We love a unionization effort. Congratulations to the people that fought for that. I hope it's... I'm very glad that they... And, you know, like I said, like, look, being in a union doesn't protect you from layoffs, but it does protect you from being taken advantage of in the event of a layoff at your job. It definitely is, you know, and unfortunately, currently live in a time where there are going to be so many goddamn layoffs in the industry that if you can manage to avoid it, or not, you can't really avoid the layoffs. So if you can avoid, you know, if you can get severance, if you can get some protections, if you can get some assurances, that's rad. So yeah, good luck to all those folks. You'll love to hear it. All right, we got some white stickers that have to go on this part here. These are going to be annoying. These are stickers that have to fold and look a certain way, which I don't enjoy. So these are going to be a little frustrating. The Grammys happened. I don't have much to say about the Grammys. I appreciate that so many people chose to use their platform to say that that ICE should be abolished and fuck ICE. That there was a huge pro-immigrant sentiment at the Grammys. That's lovely. That was nice to see in conversation. We love that. But yeah, as far as like individual awards, I didn't really pay too much attention. But there is a category for the Grammys that is called sorry, let me just find the right sticker here. I need sticker 9 here. Where that needs to go. There is a category called Best Compilation Soundtrack for Video Games and Other Interactive Media, which just feels like a mouthful, which is why I had to look it up. But Austin Wintory, who has been nominated quite a bit in the past, did win an Oscar, or a Grammy, I should say, not the Oscar. Jeez, come on, Pat. I'm having so much trouble with getting the sticker onto my X-Acto blade here that there it is. That was worked on Sword of the Sea. This category is only a couple of years old, 2023. Oh yeah, congratulations. And also he's been nominated previously before there was a category for video games when it was part of other interactive media categories, especially for Journey. But yeah, that was his first win. Congratulations. Okay, so this goes on here. This goes here. Oh, come on, sticker. There it is. And then we use this toothpick here, kind of press it in without putting a blade right through it. Okay. And now we have to do these stickers that fold and bend. And there's only one sticker after that, which is this one. Sticker 19, I don't know where that was supposed to go. I never used it. I missed it somewhere. I can only feel so bad. It's possible. Oh, it's possible it's on the gun. No, that's where sticker 8 goes. It goes in the gun. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know where sticker 19 was supposed to go. I definitely missed that somewhere on this, but I do not care enough to fix it. So we will never know. We'll just never know. Okay, we need 17 and 18. This is 17 here. Let's see. Other gaming news while I try to figure out how this thing folds over here. There is an MMO that was kickstarted called Ashes of Creation that entered early access December 11th. And now a bunch of weird stuff is happening where there's been talk of layoffs, but there's been nothing confirmed. But there have been people leaving the company, and including the director of the game. Control of the company shifted away from me, and the board began directing actions that I could not ethically agree with or carry out. As a result, I choose to resign and protest rather than lend my name or authority to decisions I could not ethically support. And that is, multiple people have said things of that. A bunch of people resigned, and there's also going to be layoffs. Gave everything I had to another employee and did my very best with what was in my power. And I ask one last favor of you, please be kind to the developers. We are people who have families, who have lost our jobs after pouring our heart and soul into Ashes of Creation. As far as how all this ended, I don't really have the words. It wasn't what I expected, but I'm holding on to the good because there's so much of it. They were pitched in 2017. They made a lot of money. And it was led by, so there's a lot going on here. I don't know about the ethics stuff. We don't know what's going on with that. I do know that I remember that I didn't hear about the Kickstarter. The first time I heard about them was because when they had their first booth, I think this was 2019, I want to say, they had a booth at PAX, and they had Make MMOs Great Again hats, like red fucking hats. Like they did that dumb shit. And so I just kind of decided, 2017, that's right, 2017. Make MMOs Great Again hats at their booth at PAX West. And so I kind of just never thought about that ever again. So I don't know. If the ethical problems that the head of the company, the director, had, it was, hey, we want to stop being shitheads, or if it was never his intention to make a game for shitheads, but that's what happened. I don't know. I do know this was the guy that would had a lot of money and definitely shouldn't have been directing an MMO. He's not the first nor the last of hey, I have this I'm an MMO player and I have this wonderful idea of how to save MMOs, and all I need is a bunch of money to do that. That was always my read on this, and he's not the first, and he probably won't be the last. Because he was like the financial backer of it, and like I said, he was the guy that was like trying to make this thing work. So I don't know. I don't know what his ethical concerns are. It's getting review bombed, and everyone thinks it's going to be canceled because people are being laid off and people are quitting, and it's a whole fucking thing. Again, I don't know. I can't tell you anything about what's actually going on there. I can only tell you what I have read and what I remember from their fucking PAX thing. And yeah, and then their statement of like, hey, we hear you, we know you're upset, but like we're working hard to get you this video game that you like, so keep with us. The Ashes of Creation team signed that, so they didn't even put a name on who's still there and who's still working on the game, which seems a little like, ooh boy. But yeah, a lot going on there. I don't know all the details. But people are thinking like, okay. But if the main financer of the game got booted or resigned, like that's a bad sign, I will say. No, even if he was the shithead as far as like that game goes. Like, good fucking luck. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out for you. But sounds bad to me anyway. Sounds like it might be a bad scene over there. And I guess there already were complaints with the early access version, so they were already planning on doing they were already doing an update in February, or planning an update in February to address the biggest concerns people had with the early access. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that fucking goes, man. I don't know. And then I'm still waiting to hear more about this story. You may remember that there was a Ubisoft Montreal lead, David Mikhail-Comp. He had basically, when Ubisoft did their big like techno babble dumb thing where they were like, here's all the changes we're going to be making to save this thing and do this, and we're going to do this and this and this, and we're going to figure out, we're definitely getting behind the company that's also being our split company with NetEase. Like, don't worry about that company, that's going to be fine, but we got some other ideas for some other stuff that we're going to do. The level team design lead was basically like on LinkedIn, was just like, ugh, this all seems bad, and like this is all bad news. And they basically laid him off with pay, without pay, I should say. And now they have straight up fired him because you can't talk shit like that. Which, like, yeah. And partially, I will say, yeah, I get it. I understand it. I think that is egregious, and that's going to make the whole team suffer. If you're like, oh, you talked shit about our new direction on LinkedIn, that's grounds for dismissal. And it's like, that seems fucking shitty. Also, maybe he shouldn't have. I'll say this. Look, I am not trying to take Ubisoft's side. I will say that if we had not known that he got suspended for 3 days without pay, maybe he wouldn't have gotten fired. But he probably still would have gotten fired. But he did go, oh, I've been suspended for 3 days. And then Kotaku did get a statement from Ubisoft. I was half expecting them not to say anything at all. Sharing feedback or opinions respectfully does not lead to dismissal. We have a clear code of conduct that outlines our shared expectations for working together safely and respectively, which employees review and sign each year. When that is breached, our established procedures apply, including an escalation of measures depending on the nature, severity, and repetition of the breach. Basically, his main thing was, hey, clearly our teams work fine working from home, and by forcing people to not work from home, things are going to be worse, and also people are going to quit because they don't want that. They don't want to come into the office, so they're going to quit and find places to hire them that will let them do that. So you're just making things worse, was basically his big thing. And of course, he shared his opinion on that, which was the end of his working relationship with his employer, I guess. All right, so we got to build one gun here, and we can't use all the same parts, so we'll look at that and see which one we want to build. I think we will build the stubby gun. That seems better. Oh, and we'd have one sticker left to put on, so we'll get that. Yeah, and then he talked with Kotaku about the benefits of remote work or hybrid. And yeah. Code of conduct, I think, like, yeah, I get it. I totally understand where they're coming from with that. But really, when it comes down to it, a lot of that is actually just a code of loyalty, which I fully disagree with. You don't have to like your employers. You don't have to pretend that you are loyal to that. You don't owe them anything. You owe them the work you're doing for the pay they're giving you. And that is the beginning and end of that, in my opinion. And anything more than that is just asking for blanket for this like sycophant level of enthusiasm. And people are often willing to do that on their own, and you don't need to do it for them. Lord Crashington wants me to hit the dance button, which I will, and we got to take a pause for the cause as well, too, huh? All right, so we'll do that. We'll hit the dance button, then we'll take a pause for the cause and talk about ways you can support the channel, and then we'll finish up the weapon we need to build here and the gun hand we need for this as well, and then we'll start working on the new kit. If you're new to the stream, I have a song that I play when people hit the dance button. They use their channel points to make me play that, hit that button and dance around a little bit. And we'll just hit that button right now. There's a new song for February. Here's the new dance song. Do 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 do. Thank you for using your channel points. It's got a nice build to it, that song. Thank you for using your channel points for me to hit the new dance song for the month. And we'll do the last sticker on this kit here after the pause for the cause, which we'll be doing here in just a moment. My opportunity to talk to you about ways you can support the channel and all that I do here. And yeah, so we got to put a sticker on this, and then we will put that on this kit. And then we also have a few other things that need to go on here as well that I'm just looking at now. Realize, oh, I skipped a bunch of stuff for this. I went from like the head to, all right, now I'll build the gun. I don't know why I skipped that, but I did skip some other stuff that we need to build. So we will build that. We're not quite done with this. I don't know. I got ahead of myself. But right now, what is going to happen is I'm going to talk to you about ways that you can support me in what I do here. Everything I'm going to talk to you about is optional. You are under no obligation to do any of these things. But if you would like to, I would love that. That would be very kind of you. I'd appreciate that very much. Like I said, there are a variety of ways to support me here. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber to the Build with Bear Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through cash money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime and you can link with your Twitch, you get a token, Twitch Prime, and then you can use the token on somebody. And if you want to use it on me, that would be great. I'm going to sneeze in a second, so hold on here. Nope, now I'm not going to sneeze. Great. Currently, I'm at 24 subscribers. The goal is to get to 30. 30 unlocks the first of the unlocks in my subathon for that is happening this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Or sorry, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. My apologies. Yeah, a bunch of things happen. The first of those things that happens when I hit 30 subscribers. So if you want to become a subscriber or give some subs, you could do that now ahead of the stream on Friday. Well, yeah, we got to look at those trivia cards. Can't look at those trivia cards until I hit 30 subscribers. So, subscribing here, again, easiest way to support me because you're already here. So I would appreciate that if you're interested. There are other ways to support me, like my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. Over on my Patreon, there's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. My $10 patrons voted on the Mandor Gundam, which is the Gundam that I will be starting once I finish up the SR. And they voted, they had a couple options, and they said, build that one, Pat. And I was like, okay. Overwhelmingly, my $10 patrons wanted me to build this one kit. So that's good. I'm happy to do it. Let's see. There are other ways to support what I do around here, like my YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube, you can subscribe for free, of course. You could also become a member. And for just $2 a month, you get a membership there. You get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So tomorrow, you'll see a video that other people will have to wait till Wednesday to see. So you could do that. It's kind of neat. And of course, you know, it's cheaper over there because you're on the YouTube, and this is the way to do that. Those are monthly ways to support me. There are other ways, like you throw something in my Ko-Fi or my PayPal directly. If you just want to do a little tip jar, you can do that tip jar there. Everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, through AdSense, which includes the AdSense, so watching my videos helps me out, through Patreon and Twitch, all goes into a fund, and then from that fund, I pull money out to buy model kits. The Mandor Gundam, the next thing I'll be working on, I bought that from that's a premium Bandai kit. Last year, I had enough money from previous members and subscribers and all that to get that, and did not feel like, oh, I shouldn't, because it's not going to come until January. It's fine. I was able to get that, no problem. Now, the kit I'm currently working on, the EZSR that I'm finishing up now, that was bought off my Amazon wishlist. Thank you, Lynn. If you would also like to get me something that jumps the queue and becomes the next thing I work on, you could go over to my Amazon wishlist and buy something for me to build. Again, it'll come to me in the mail. It'll jump the queue, and also it'll be get its own dedicated YouTube video. I've got inexpensive kits, expensive kits. I do have the Blokies. We talked about that at the beginning of the stream about how Blokies has the Transformers license, and I have a couple of them on the wish list because I'd like to check out that company and see what they're up to. So if you would like to buy something from that, you certainly can. But yeah, I got model kits and Lego sets, knockoff other brick kits. There's a Xenomorph brick kit on there, and I think that's insane. I can't believe some random company made a brick kit of the Xenomorph. They certainly don't have that license, but they did do it, and that's on the wish list because I'd like to see if that's terrible or cool. There's a few things left from Gundam Seed Freedom, the movie, that I haven't built yet. There's a few things on that wish list. So if you see anything from Gundam Seed Freedom, those have been fun upgrades for the movie, so I wouldn't mind doing that, building one of those. But yeah, see if there's something there that you think would be cool for me to put together. There's a new entry grade. The Wing Gundam has an entry grade. I'd love to put that together and see how that looks. So yeah, if you see something that you would like me to build and you'd like to pick that up to start 2026 off right, you could do that. You don't have to, of course, as I said. These are optional things that you could do if you wanted to. And I would appreciate it. Again, this is just a way to do it. My alternative to Amazon is I have a wish list on Throne. So if you want to go and support me on Throne, you could do that. Let me put a link in there. It's nice to have an alternative to Amazon because some people don't want to use it, and I fucking get it. If I had a local store, an actual local that I could go and shop in, I would use Amazon way fucking less. But unfortunately, I do not. And then the most convoluted way to support me financially is to go to USA Gundam Store and buy a gift card. At USA Gundam Store, you get a gift card. They send you an email with the gift card code. Then you could send me a whisper here on Twitch or a private message on Blue Sky or Mastodon with that gift card code. And then I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. Like that's the way to do it. It is the most convoluted and complicated way to do it. But it is a way to do it. So yeah, consider that stuff. Let's see. If you want to support me, but you don't want to spend any money, I have a Discord. And if you're looking for a fun Discord where people share photos of stuff they're working on and also just, links to things they think is cool, you can join that Discord. It's waiting for you. It's a nice little place. A couple video links. I put up a new episode today of Pat Baer's Anime Club. That's right. Good old Pat Baer's Anime Club came to you today. It is me taking a look at some anime that I hated, but I finished anyway. These are shows that I just needed to see the ending, and I talked a little bit about what the show is about and why I didn't like it, and why I started to hate it, and why I chose to finish it, because there's a variety of reasons why people do that. I don't generally condone hate watching. Usually I just say you have so few hours, so little time, you should, spend it with something you like. But sometimes I've had reasons to continue to watch a thing that I don't particularly enjoy. And then over on Kuma Baer, which is my weekly anime recommendation series, throughout the month of January, I was recommending anime from the fall 2025 season I really liked. And now we're in February, so I'm going to be recommending some romance anime. So this one bridges the gap. It is a show from the fall 2025 season that I loved called Yano-kun's Ordinary Days. And it is a romantic comedy series. It is about a guy named Yano who is accident prone and just really unlucky. And he starts to make good friends. And he makes a really good friend with someone who is, and they have this like tender little high school romance, and it's adorable and lovely. It's a great series. Yano is just he's such a good boy, and he deserves the moon and the stars and the sky. And so I was very happy to watch that lovely little series from the fall 2025 season. And actually, the first one I'll recommend in February, the next one that will come this week, coming this Wednesday, is also a series from that same fall season, because I was like, I could put that in the romance, because that also fits in there. Because I was like, I don't have room for this in January, I'll just do it in February, which is neat. It's neat that I can do that. I have all of my February and the first of the March Kuma Baers all done, because I didn't want to record it with a different backdrop, which I did the first time around. I didn't like that, so now they're all done. It's nice to not have to worry about them for a minute. I don't have to worry about them. Okay. I have some anime to talk about and episodes of some stuff, 2 isekais to chat about the episodes, and we will get to that. I do need to drink some water. I can just feel it that I'm getting parched, and we need to get back to the overhead camera and get a sticker on this gun, and then also build the other parts of this kit that I hadn't built yet, because I just didn't do it yet. And we'll do all of that right now. All right. Okay, so let's get more pieces of this kit going here. And I'll talk to you about episodes 5 of Noble Reincarnation and episode 4 of Reincarnated as a Dragon Hatchling. Let's see. Okay, so episode 5 of Noble Reincarnation. If you haven't been watching Noble Reincarnation, our guy Noah is he is reincarnated. He is a cool prince, very smart for his age because he is a reincarnation, of course. So of course he's smart for his age, but he's also he's starting to collect some cool artifacts that would normally be curses, but because he's so strong-willed, they're instead doing his bidding and hanging out. And we get to see that with Leviathan. Leviathan is a sword that can change shapes, and he makes a shield with it because the final test for the knights, basically there's a knight exam. He's pulling in some knights that he thinks he might want to have work for him. And none of them really stand out except for one, Shirley. Shirley is a female knight who manages to pierce the barrier that he set up and actually injures our prince. And she's like apologetic and knows her life is pretty much over now. But he's just like, nah, I'm fine. Yeah, you pass. The exam was, I needed someone strong enough to get through this barrier. Also, it's a weak barrier, just so you know. I could have stopped you. You know, the wound was just to my arm. It's not a big deal. But guess what? You're in here. But the exam, like, he was like, I had to make it so it was possible to injure me. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been a good test, which is crazy business. But again, Noah is a fucking brilliant little guy. So Shirley swears loyalty to him, which again, his special ability is that he the strength of his followers is his strength. So he gets boosted by that. So his stats go up because she swears loyalty. And she is clearly the strongest of any of his subordinates, which makes sense because he's only really acquired smart or dedicated people. He hasn't necessarily started bringing in strong people, physically strong people. So now he's like, oh, cool. Now I'm stronger. Let's see. There's an Imperial doctor shows up to treat Noah for his injuries. He didn't really need it, but whatever. You gotta have the Imperial doctor working. You know, you gotta do all that stuff. Shirley's just like, where my village is from, all we can do is pray. We don't have anyone that has medical knowledge, so we can only just pray for that. And Noah's just like, what? Fuck that. What? No. All right, get a bunch of people you know to be hardworking. We'll see if any of them are qualified enough to train as apprentice doctors. Now, you think, the viewer, and Shirley thinks, oh, he's doing that because he has such deep respect for his people and he's such a good ruler and all that, which he is, but also he's doing that because they're his people. This village is one of the people he looks after. If they are doing better, then he is doing better because their loyalty goes up and their happiness goes up, and therefore he is exploiting their good stats for his own benefit. It has the other benefits of things are better for them, like a town that is going to eventually have doctors also will make that whole area prosper. So you know, it's good for him in the long run. A bunch of the maids are apparently involved in gossip about wondering whom Noah might get married to, because of course he is an imperial prince. Even though he's last in line for the throne, he's still going to like either, you know, marry someone within the country to strengthen ties, or another noble from another country to, you know, for political reasons. Like, he's probably at some point going to get married, even though he is still a child. I need to put on a new hand for this gun to be held, which I will do. because I want there to be a gun on this hand. So I got to put the right hand on here. So we need to do that. We'll do that here. Let's see. We need C136 and C137. Okay. And then I need A6. All right. Yeah. So they talk a bunch about who he might get married to. He does get a bunch of knights that he doesn't select for his personal knighthood, other than Shirley, but he does pick out a bunch of knights that will serve the kingdom really well. So the Imperial Army gets a good boost from his methodology. Him sitting in was good for the whole country. Let's see. Yeah, and he keeps Shirley for his own subordinate. There's a party. Noah gets a message from a messenger who ran away, basically saying that the last remaining rebels from previous episodes are causing a problem again. And apparently, Noah's just like, oh, the person that gave me that note must be a former soldier who doesn't want to support this the new regime, these rebels. So they're giving me the info as working on a spy. And he's like, that's not good because this dude isn't trained to be a spy, so that's probably going to fuck up for him. He sends a message to Henry, who has the mobile army. Henry is the prince that is the most interested in supporting Noah and likes what Noah's up to. They raid the rebel camp. The man has already been captured and tortured for helping out Noah, so they tried to rescue him. But he's been tortured, so Noah pays for health care for him because this guy showed loyalty, right? He showed loyalty. He risked his life. He wasn't trained for the job, but he definitely went, and did his best for it. Let's see. They're gonna go and get a shit. Noah goes shopping to buy something for Henry as a thank you gift because you gotta do, he's got to play the game, right? You got to do all that stuff. So they go to the guy who collects weird stuff and sells weird stuff that Noah really likes. I didn't write his name down. My apologies. And they get a statue of the goddess that is all made of glass. And apparently there are only 2 statues left in this style. It was made by this woman who didn't pass down the knowledge of how to do this. She made like 2 of these, and this is one of the only ones left. Apparently, Oscar, one of the other princes, owns the other statue. So then Noah destroys the statue in front of them, and then pays the merchant even more to spread news that happened, which then makes Oscar's statue more impressive and more valuable because it's the last one. And Noah's just like, yeah, people you can trust are more valuable than money and statues. So he's just like, yeah, I'd rather have Oscar feel like that he can lean on me and I can lean on him and we have a good rapport. That to me is way more important than a statue that I could gift my other brother. We'll just get him something else. And then the end of the episode, hey, guess what? There's a time skip. We go from 6-year-old Noah to 12-year-old Noah, and now he's a little man instead of being a child. Instead of being a strong, crazy child, he's a strong little man. And that's where we leave off of the episode, with the idea that, oh, okay, now we got Noah as an adult. This is just fucking comfort. This is a comfort anime. It is very stupid. You just get to see over and over again, this guy do things that make people very impressed with how thoughtful he is and strong he is, and he is just trying to benefit himself, but in a way he benefits other people, and he is an overpowered little man now instead of a little boy. But I like it. It's a good, stupid show that I enjoy quite a bit. So I'm going to keep watching it. I'm going to keep covering it on the old channel here. Let's talk about a show. I'm not sure if I'm going to be watching episode 5 or not of Reincarnated as a Dragon Hatchling. Episode 4 here left me going, am I going to keep watching this? Right now, I'll say, I think I'm going to watch episode 5, and I don't know if I'm going to finish episode 5. I'm going to start it next week, and I might just give it up and switch to something else and try to get caught up with something else, or just talk about manga and just go to one anime on Mondays. I don't know, because I'm not having the best time with this show, and I don't need to keep watching it if I don't love it. This show, an unnamed Japanese man is reincarnated as an egg, a dragon egg, and he's like, fuck, all right. But he can evolve. As he gets stronger, he can choose how he evolves, and he's eventually hoping that he gets to be some kind of dragonoid human hybrid because he would like to be a human again. That's kind of his big end goal, is to get his humanity back. That has not worked out yet. But when he evolves, he has options, and he'll get new abilities and all that. He's also just running into fucking trouble everywhere he goes. He's constantly running into some issues because this is a story of survival, and he is running into problems. At the end of episode 3, he came across a big giant slime monster, and he couldn't even see the stats of the slime monster, so he had to go and hide from it, which he does at the beginning of this episode. And then he runs into what he thought was a clay pot, but it's not a clay pot. It is a monster that looks like a clay pot, which he goes and fights, and then as he's getting the upper hand on, it calls in other clay pots looking monsters, so he has to fight all those. He defeats all of them, and then he runs into a clay bear, which is even stronger than the clay pots. So he's just in a part of this forest where there are weird clay-based monsters, and he's having not the easiest time fighting all of them, but he's doing his best to defeat all of these goddamn big old clay monsters. He does defeat all of them, and then using his abilities as a dragon and also his knowledge as a human, he builds a makeshift kind of like stove in the cave he lives in with the monster parts, because they are, clay based. I'm doing good, going on my way to the Gundam base. All right, nice. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate it. So yeah, again, in this episode, he makes a stove. He fights this flower, and he finds a bunch of rare ingredients, so he's eating pretty well. But, look, this is the process of it. It's like a video game. He's got to kill monsters and then get stronger, and then he can evolve, and then eventually, hopefully, he'll evolve into what he wants to be, but he's having problems with it. And he's hunting monsters. He's making his home better. Meanwhile, previously in the show, there was a girl that he saved the life of, Miria, and she is gung-ho to go back into the forest that she left, injured, because there's reports that one of her traveling companions is still alive in the forest. One of them definitely died, and she thought the other one died, but apparently that guy didn't die, so she's really gung-ho about trying to go find him, and she goes off to go do that. There are other adventurers now in the forest that we just are kind of meeting. And then the episode ends with our dragon, who doesn't have a name, he met a lizard monster who poisons him. And the lizard monster is called a Venom Princess Lacerda. And so he gets poisoned. And so, Is our dragon going to be able to deal with that poison? Does poison affect him? We don't know. He's a plague dragon, so is he immune to poison? Like, we don't know yet. We'll find out. Again, this show feels like watching a video game, and I'm not necessarily super opposed to that, but I do think that it's not particularly good. So I am interested in seeing if it shapes up. So like I said, the plan right now is I'm going to watch episode 5 next week, for next Monday. I might decide I don't want to keep watching this and just give up on it. But I might turn the corner and I think, oh, this is something I want to check out. So I don't know. But as I've said previously, there's just only so many hours in the day. And there's only so many, and there's so much anime. There's never been more anime that is available to watch. So there are a few shows I haven't checked out yet. There's the cleaner who has amnesia. I am watching on my own time a show that came out a couple years ago, but High Dive just picked up, and every episode is now subtitled because it never got released back when it came out. It never got released in a subtitled form. So I just started watching that, and I'm really liking it. Pawn no Michi, which is about a girl that basically she's too loud, so she has to like stop hanging out at home all the time because she's just loud and annoying. And so her friends end up at a they end up all kind of hanging out and learning mahjong, and it's just a girls doing things show about some girls learning that, which just seems like a neat show. And I've watched a few episodes and I like it a lot. But that came out a few years ago. It just never got picked up. But then High Dive licensed the whole thing, so now that's available, and I've been enjoying that. I could get caught up on that and kind of talk about that as on the channel if I wanted to. I don't know. So I don't know. Dragon Hatchling, I thought it was a fun premise. I haven't read the manga, but it's just moving a little slow for my liking. So let's see if episode 5 piques my interest a bit more. We have plenty of time left tonight to talk to y'all about what y'all got going on. If you want to tell me about anything you're watching, TV or otherwise, movies, anything like that. If you're playing any video games, if you're watching anything, as I said, watching any sports or anything like that, you're going to watch the Super Bowl this weekend. Let me know what's going on with you, what you're up to, what you've been reading and watching and listening to and all that. I always love hearing from you. I'm still playing Hearthstone every day. You know me. I've been looking for that another deck to show off on Friday for Friday's stream. I'm hoping that I'll have something solid on Friday. Reminder that Friday, February 6th at 3:30 p.m. until ? I will be doing a subathon. I'm trying to get to 90 subscribers. We're currently at 24. Trying to get all the way up to 90. I'm teasing this. I am teasing you right now with something. If we hit 90, not only will I drink Dr. Pepper and milk, a combination I am not looking forward to and do not want to consume, but will for the subscribers. Not only that, but I will bring back something that I have not done in several years. I don't even know exactly how long. There is something that every once in a while people ask me about, and I say, I don't know when I'm going to do that again. I will do it again. I am not going to say what that is. Again, can't tell you what that is. Keeping that as a tease. But there is a thing that gets requested of me. I'll say this. It's not League of Heels. I'm not bringing back League of Heels. I'll say that. This is a thing that I used to do that I haven't done in a long time, that I will bring back. I'm literally looking to see the last time I did one of these, because I don't know when the last time that was. But yes, I am teasing that if I do hit 90, a thing will happen that I have not done in a long time. So we'll see. I'm trying to see the last time I did it. I won't tell you tonight when the last one was there. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now I know the year. It's been a while since I did one. But yeah, so that's my tease. Not only will I drink that beverage, but I will be bringing back a much requested project that I used to do. So that's the tease. And then later in the week, I'll probably say like the last time I did it, so people can go, "Oh, I know exactly what you're going to bring back, Pat." But yes, that is I'm doing an incentive there beyond the other incentive things, the cool shit that I would like to do. Other things I can tell you that I've been up to. I watched a charity wrestling thing on Sunday, yesterday, that was really fun. It was a lot of GCW and JCW wrestlers, but also some people outside. It was main evented by Jet Speed versus Joey Janela and Megan Bayne, which was a very fun tag team match between those teams. I believe this was only the second time that Kevin Knight has been in a match with someone who is a woman. I believe that he's mostly, just because of his training and where he worked, only worked with a gentleman. So, and of course, non-binary folks as well. But he has wrestled some non-binary folks, but I don't believe he's worked with anyone who identifies as female. So that was kind of neat. But the show was good. It was solid. It's a good mix of a bunch of bullshit. It was for a good cause. It was for I'm gonna look up the actual thing it was for, because I don't remember the full name. So we'll see. We'll look up Jersey. There's a bunch of Jersey Championship Wrestling people, which is just the sub brand of GCW anyway. But Super Power Slam was the name of it. That's right. Super Power Slam was the name of the event. And it was to benefit, I can't remember what it was. Paul Walter Hauser was there. He's an actor of some note and acclaim that is also a professional wrestler. He went from acting to also professional wrestle, which is very silly. Let's see. God damn. The so it was for the benefit of the neurodivergent community within New York, which is a cool thing they did, and they had a bunch of people come out, and it was really neat. That was a fun event to watch, which I did watch on last night. So I was happy to do that. We're gonna clean up this, and then we're gonna finish this. I'll take a photo, and then we'll do a little bit here. We're not really gonna get too far into the next kit here, but we'll get the Mandor. We'll get that loaded up and get ready for it. But yeah, this took a little longer than I thought it would. So tonight to get these done. But we did get the Eliminator and the Inceptor, the Intruder, I should say. This is the Intruder, and it's done. I like the Intruder because I like that it holds the beam sabers on there. It looks like a gun, but that's just the beam sabers. I just think this is a good, and I like the backpack here because it's got booster rockets. That's neat. And I think I'm going to switch this back and do it the other way. Looking at people wrote, Lord Crash says, I watched Groundhog Day twice today, as is tradition. I didn't realize that today that the young groom that is gifted tickets to WrestleMania is a very young Michael Shannon. Yes, Michael Shannon is in that movie. That's correct. Lashwick says, I played some of the 5v5 high guard test and was surprised at just how much of a difference it made. It was pretty fun. Nice. Yeah, I have heard a few people talking about liking how that was going, liking that 5v5. Gundam Evolution had a big influx of players, so they made casual matchmaking permanently available, so it's easier than just ever just to hop in. I didn't watch Groundhog Day, says Lashbrook, but I did watch the Time Loop SG1 episode, and now I want some Fruit Loops. Okay, yeah. I hear you. Yeah, I understand some people watch the Time Loop kind of shows and stuff, or movies and things like that on Groundhog Day. I do appreciate that. Let's take a photo of this, and then we'll we'll be done with the SR. Both variations of the SR here. We finished plus the previous one. And I'm going to leave it as this. I mean, I do like the Eliminator, but I think we'll keep it on the Intruder. I think that's fine. I just want to find the page that says the name of them. Great. I have that so I could write the names down when I'm done here. And then we're not going to get too much into this kit, but we can, of course, start talking about the Mandor Gundam. Again, this is the Gundam from this is from G Gundam. And this, we have some extra stuff I got to pull out of here. This kit, this particular kit here, is from Neo Nepal in the G Gundam universe. It is the pilot is a blind assassin, which is that's cool shit. And the idea is that it has the transformations and it looks pretty fucking rad. It is a cool looking kit. And I am once again, surprised that it got released. Where'd it go? There it is. I am surprised this got released before the Bolt Gundam. This is a premium Bandai kit. It only has one sticker, which is fucking rad, because this is all basically from scratch. Like, some parts of it are from the other high grades of the G Gundam kits, right? Because a lot of the kits have some parts that are the same, but this is basically all new shit from 2025 that got released 2026. Got delivery this year. So this is a lot of goddamn custom parts. And it looks fucking rad. Looks cool as hell. Like I said, it does have a bunch of transformations and so many custom parts. It's wild that this exists. I'm surprised it came out. Again, the fact that we don't have the Bolt yet is crazy. We got all these. Look at these clear blue parts. They look so good. And then a thing they've been doing for these premium Bandai G Gundam kits is that every stand is its unique clear color. There's been red and blue and green. And now we've got this beautiful yellow, this looks phenomenal. I have been keeping aside all of the stands for the various colors because they just look so goddamn good. And some blue beams. I never really loved the G Gundam beams, but, you know, whatever. And then, like I said, one sticker. The eye sticker is the only sticker in this kit. No polycaps in this, which is fucking awesome. And then one thing that does happen with Gundams, the premium Bandai kits, is that the instruction booklets are very bare bones. No color pages. That is certainly a thing that is a shame when it comes to premium Bandai, is that the instruction booklets are smaller. Like, this is 10 years difference, but it's a lot bigger than this instruction booklet, which is a shame. It is a shame that the instructions are often pretty small. It looks like we're going to start by building some of the hands here. I'm just like looking to see what the first page is. Yeah. Oh yeah, you got the storage version. Oh, that is neat that when it's open, you can store stuff in the bell. And the bell goes on there. But yeah, there's various ways you can have this fight. We're probably going to have it on top of the bell because that's the most fun. In my opinion, is to have it like as big as possible. You might as well have it be big and have it. You can do it like this. Like, that is neat. Don't get me wrong. Having it like contained in the bell is cool looking. And it's fun that this does that. But having it out of the bell is also fucking rad and as hell. Rad and cool. So we'll probably do that. I don't know yet. We have to get there. But at the very least, we can start working on the arms here. It looks like we're starting with the arms, which is a weird place to start, but sure. To see which hands we want to use. I mean, I feel like we'll use the open hands, or the hands that hold, but we'll do that as we go. We're gonna do 6 of these. So we'll get D out here and get to working. Tomorrow's stream will be, I'm going to return to Leave It Alone, a game that I really enjoyed and was looking for an excuse to play more of. And that excuse is we're going achievement hunting. We are going to go for the achievement where I will see if I can beat the game without using any of the vents. So the idea is that we won't repair any of the vents, so that way we won't accidentally use any of the vents. Which I think counts. I believe that if you don't, we'll do that. And then while we're doing that, we're also going to try to save up $700 because that is another achievement. We should be able to do both those achievements at the same time. So we are gunning for that. We are aiming for that. That is what we're looking to accomplish. We'll see if we can do that. Because I don't think I can do the one that's under 40 minutes. I have to get optimized on how to do that, and having a conversation. And then while we're there, we're also going to try to do I have to look up. That is my homework for tomorrow as well. Is I have to look up, see how somebody accomplishes the distance thing. There's like one quest I haven't done before, and that one might be too hard. But I think we can do the finish the game without any vents, and we should be able to do the money one. I think those are both doable tomorrow. I was just looking for an excuse to play that game again, and I don't think as far as I remember, I've never done an achievement hunting stream because I don't really care too much about achievements, so I haven't gone for it. Kind of 6 of these. Oops. 6 of these, 6 of these, 6 of these. But yeah, if anybody else has been up to anything they want to share in the chat, I'd love to hear from you about what you got going on, what you're playing, what you're working on. If you've got plans for this week, let me know. February stuff. I haven't decided yet if I'm watching the Super Bowl or not. Sunday nights, I often watch with friends wrestling in the evening. We have a standing hangout. And so I am going to broach it tomorrow. Hey, do we want to watch wrestling on Sunday, or do we want to have the Super Bowl on? Myself, personally, your friend Pat, I don't particularly give a shit about the Super Bowl. But if there is a demand for it, then I will concede the point and get the game going. But if there's not, then I won't care about it. Is basically my philosophy. It's like, if people want to watch it, I will. But if they don't want to watch it, we fucking won't. That's generally how I'm feeling about that. All right, so we got to put one of these on here. Is this D9? I got to make sure. Is that D9? That is D9. That doesn't fit in here. It's just gonna, I guess. This doesn't hold. What am I doing wrong? How am I immediately having trouble with this? That's because this is D8, not D9. There you go. The reason why that wasn't working is because it was wrong. It was the wrong piece. That was D8. D8 is very similar to D9, only it's a little bit bigger. There you go. There's your problem. Lord Crash says, I did win a code for a game from the MinMax GB stream for Corgi Space on Steam, which is a neat UFO 50 style game with some 8-bit style games made by Adam Saintsman. Nice. That's awesome. That's cool. Did a little good. Get a game. I think I did hear about that, about Corgi Space. And that did seem cute. That sounded neat. All right. Let's get these out, and then we'll do the same thing with the other ones here. Okay, there we go. That does snap into place. I was like, what am I fucking doing wrong here? I was really confused about that. I just pulled the wrong piece out. That's why. D8 and D9 look very similar. So I was very confused why that wasn't right. It's just a bigger hole at the end. All right, so we'll put this on here. We'll get this going like this. Jam just subscribed with Prime. That's 93 months. Thank you so much, Jam. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego Scythe Tier 2 Bloom in the chat. And thank Jam for the continued support. Thank you for using your Prime Gaming token here on the old channel. I appreciate you very much. And letting us know. I know there's some people out there that just renew, which is cool, and don't say anything. And that's fine. But I also do like to see it. It's nice. Pop that over here. All right. And then we'll pop these over here. Hell yeah. I probably won't take a photo of this work. We'll just say that we're working on it, you know. Because I'm not gonna get much done with the Mandor here. Oh, maybe I'll take a photo. I don't know. Mandor here. All right, so we did that. And then we got to build 2 sets like this. These are the arms coming together, or beads here. And then from this, we can add in hands. And then, like I said, I think I want the hands that can hold stuff, because in my opinion, that is the better way to go. And we'll get some hands together. I don't have any games on the horizon that I'm like, ooh, I gotta get that right now. Obviously, I am anticipating when Power Wash Simulator 2 has its first DLC, the Adventure Time DLC. I am certainly anticipating that and looking forward to that. That's probably the thing I'm most like, ooh, yeah. Can't wait for that. Because that sounds neat, and that's going to be something right up my alley. So that's probably the thing that I am most like looking forward to more than anything else. But yeah, I don't really have, hey, Dirty, welcome. But I don't really have anything else that I'm like, oh, I can't wait for this video game. Which is a shame. I'd like there to be something else coming out. I should look, right now, I'm going to look in, open up, oh yeah, I can just do that in Steam, right? Instead of doing it on my phone, I can just have Steam open. I can just open up Steam here. Looking forward to, yeah, okay. Dragon Quest 7 coming out on Thursday. Nice. Let's see, if I go to my wish list, I can see that, what is coming, anything coming out here, coming soon. A lot of stuff on my wish list just says 2026 or coming soon with no dates. Do You Even Forklift? I like that demo. Do You Even Forklift was pretty fun. That is apparently coming out Q1, so that's sometime soon. I think the devs said they'll have the PS Simulator 2, Power Simulator 2 announcement during the IGN thing on the 25th and 26th. Okay. Yeah, right now my wish list of stuff that's coming out, a lot of it says 2026. But Do You Even Forklift is apparently coming out sometime soon. And Restory is also 2026. Waxhead is 2026. Dragon Care Tarot is apparently soon. Pixel Washer is apparently soon. Monterona is apparently soon. And Teenage Demon Slayer Society is to be announced. So that not even soon. That has been on my wish list since 2023. I called a lot of my wish list, but I have 2 games that were in 2023 that are still coming soon. But yeah, I've called a lot of stuff from my wish list of just things that like it's very clear are not in active development that I don't want to look at anymore. I am not getting WWE 2K26. I made the decision. WWE 2K26 pre-orders went up, and a combination of it being weird with my computer and that probably not going to get any better. My own lack of interest in playing the 25 game in 2025, and the fact that they're just moving away from people on PC are going to console to play the game because that's where more of the audience is. So there's less cool creative people on PC, which is the reason why I did it. I am going to go and go back to the Fire Pro World at some point this year because there have been several people who have said, you should try Fire Pro World again, Pat. I think you'll like where they're at. And so I am going to do that. We finished the hands, by the way, and we went with the hands that can hold weapons and stuff. More of this will come in the future. But yeah, I do know that there's been some update stuff in World, and I want to check that out and see. It's been a long time since I played that game. American Truck Simulator turns 10 today. That sounds about right. Yeah, all right. Hell yeah. What did I just drop? Hold on. I can drop something. I could have waited on that. I needed that. Anyway, that's going to wrap up tonight's stream. I think we're going to call it there and go on a raid. That is how we end every stream around here. We're going to go on a raid. They're adding cars to ATS. I think that was the announcement. Okay. Yeah. Sure. That is the thing they could do, I guess. But we are going to raid. We're going to go find someone doing cool stuff and go spend some time with them on a Monday night. And then as we prep for that, reminder, my next stream is tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I am doing, no Mary tonight, it looks like. That's okay. Mary doesn't have to be streaming on a Monday, but we do like Merry Mondays. That's okay. Who's doing stuff? How long has Jordan been going? Jordan has been streaming for an hour. So we'll go raid Ray FK. We haven't raided Jordan in a while. Jordan's good people, so I like being able to go do that. So we'll do that. And then they're also adding British Columbia to the game. So the Americans in ATS apparently include all of the Americas. Okay. American Truck Simulator, not United States Truck Simulator. Sure. That's fun. We are going to go raid my buddy Jordan, a.k.a. Ray FK. Tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. Come and watch the stream. I am going to be grinding up some achievements in Leave It Alone, a game that I thought was really fun and cute. So come back tomorrow for that. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I will see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye.